Hello and welcome to the 100th episode of The Art of Confident Driving. Wow, I'm so thrilled to be able to bring you this 100th episode. I cannot tell you how happy it makes me that you guys have been with me along this journey. I hope you've learnt something from me, and I know you've probably had a giggle or two, probably at my expense, and hey, that's okay. As long as we bring some happiness and joy to the world, that's what it's all about. So today we're doing a real fun episode, a big treat, where we talk about the questions that a lot of my students ask me. A lot of them are real fun questions. There's a couple of serious ones in there, but usually, we have a good giggle at these. So I've got a special guest star to help me out with that, and that is my beautiful daughter, Kate. She's 13, so I've still got 3 years before I have to teach her. Big sigh of relief, at least momentarily. So that's a lot of fun. We do have a big giggle on that one. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are interested in knowing where the rest of the episodes are, because if you're listening anywhere other than Apple Podcasts or my own website, theartofconfidentdriving.com. So if you're listening at Spotify or iHeart or any of the regular platforms, you'll be going, but I can only see a certain amount of episodes. Yes, and that's because all of the other ones are subscription. So these are my driving lessons. It's as if I'm sitting next to you in the car, teaching you as I have been doing for the last 28 years. So if you're after some help with your driving, then please go ahead and subscribe either Apple Podcasts or, of course, my website. With my website, you'll get extra stuff. You'll get a lot of extra stuff, actually. You'll be getting instructional videos. And for those of you who are interested, I've also got quite a few mock tests up there, so you get an idea of what's going to happen test day. So let's get on with the episode. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did recording it. We had a real good time. So enjoy. Hello, welcome Kate to our podcast. Thank you for joining us.
No problem, Liz.
I guess I am Liz for the moment. I'm normally Mum, but that's okay.
Aww.
All right, so now you're going to ask me some questions that a lot of my students have asked me over the years. Some of them are quite funny, aren't they?
Yeah, they very are.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, you start off.
Which is the brake and which is the accelerator?
Correct, yes, I get that asked a lot, and I go over it thoroughly in detail on the first lesson. But as I say to my students, the big guy in the middle is your best friend. The guy on the right, he's your go pedal. So, fall in love with your best friend in the middle. He's the big one. He'll help you out from problems. Yep.
How do I steer the back tires?
How do you... Well, you don't actually steer the back tyres unless you've got an all-wheel steering car. So we don't need to worry about those. We're going to focus on the front tyres.
Has anyone ever crashed your car?
No, they have not crashed my car. I've got dual controls. I don't let them crash my car. So I am easily able to control the car using my dual controls. And I can see when students are going to head towards some trouble, and we try and talk our way out of it. But I've always got the pedals if I need to.
What happens if we crash?
We are not going to crash. We are not going to crash. But on the slim off chance that we do, we stay calm, we deal with the situation. We'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Where are we driving today?
Where are we driving today? Hopefully on roads. Sorry, bad joke. You can laugh. I'll let you.
Ha, ha, ha.
No, a lot of students want to know where we're going, and of course it depends on their level of ability. If it's a new learner, please back streets only, but it depends on the student. So we have a nice time when we go out.
Can I drive barefoot?
Can you drive barefoot? Yes, legally in most states you can. It is certainly not something I would recommend. It doesn't give you good car control. I know a lot of people seem to think that the foot is a good idea to be able to, feel the pedal. I would say to my students, feel what the car is doing, not what the pedal is doing. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing. And I do discuss that in the first episode, which is also covering starting and stopping and all of your car controls. And I explain why bare feet, thongs, slides, Crocs, none of those are really great choices for having good car control.
Do you keep all of your money from your lessons?
No, I do not. So I'm working for myself, right? I've got my own business, but a lot of instructors work for other driving schools and they've got to hand some money back to those people. But even if you work for yourself, you've still got a pretty high rate of business expenses. So, no, I don't get the full amount.
Is this your real car?
Yeah, it's not a fake. It's a real car. So yeah, I do get asked that a lot.
Is
The
it cake or fake?
Is it cake or fake? Good one. So yes, it is a dedicated driving school car. We have our own family car that we use when we're doing it on our own.
Is this your full-time job or do you have another job?
Well, apart from taking care of you, my beautiful one, uh, no, this is my full-time job. A lot of instructors are full-time. There are a few casual or part-timers out there, but yeah, a lot of us are full-time.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing this for?
Oh, this is my first day.
Ah ha ha.
No, honestly, we make that as a bit of a joke. Look, obviously, instructors do have to have a first day, but no, we do have a bit of a giggle because we often get asked that. Now, I've been doing the job for 28 years, so yeah, I'm pretty experienced. We'll be all right.
Was my brother or sister a better driver than me?
Yeah, that I get asked a lot because I do a lot of families. So, yeah, they often want to compare themselves to their siblings. But look, it's never a good idea to compare yourself to anyone, sibling or not. You've got your own learning journey. You're at a different pace than others. So, whether you're faster, whether you're slower, it doesn't matter. You'll all get there in the end. So, just relax and enjoy driving.
Do I have to indicate if no one is around?
You bet you have to indicate if no one's around. Absolutely. It gets you into the good habits. So you should be indicating naturally, automatically, without even thinking about it. You know you're going to turn. So, hey, we put the indicator on at the correct position before the turn. Yeah, you bet.
Can I go around the parked car even though there is a solid white line?
Yes, you can. People seem to be afraid of touching solid white lines here in Australia. I'd be more concerned about being too close to the parked vehicle. So, and there are procedures for going over solid white lines. And yes, I do talk about that on many of the driving lesson episodes.
If the speed limit is 60, can I go 63?
Well, I'll say to you what I ask my students. Is that over or under the speed limit?
Over.
Over. So what do you think I'd say?
No, no.
No, absolutely. No, we are not allowed to go 63 and a 60. That's exceeding the speed limit. Okay, what else?
What happens if I accidentally go 59?
Well, I don't see that as an accidental problem. I see that as perfectly fine. You can be absolutely under the speed limit, especially if it's only one. My goodness, that's pretty close to the speed limit. I'd be very happy with that.
If the light turns yellow, do I stop or go?
So that's a really good question. And I do talk about that, of course, on my traffic lights episode, which is a full lesson. And it depends. There are a lot of factors involved in knowing whether you can stop or go at a yellow light. And I do explain all of them in that lesson.
Do I have to stop at a stop sign if no one is coming?
You bet you have to stop at a stop sign.
Aw.
Again, there are absolute reasons and very important reasons that we need to stop at the stop sign. And no, there is no 3-second rule. That doesn't exist. And yes, I do explain it again in detail on the stop sign episode.
Can I drive with two hands at the bottom of the wheel like in the movies?
That's not a great idea. You don't have very good car control. I know. It looks cool, but no, we can't do that.
Can I turn right from a left lane if I'm quick?
Can you turn right from the left lane if you're quick? No, not unless the arrows tell you can. No, that's the sort of thing that's happening a lot lately on the roads. I've noticed, and a lot of other drivers have noticed, is that cars or drivers are choosing to be in the wrong lane and just making their way across to where they want to be, disregarding all other road users. So, guys, if you're in the wrong lane, that's on you. You should be fixing your problem by knowing where you're going and knowing how to get there. Plan ahead.
Are you a tester?
Am I a tester? No, I'm not an examiner. I'm not an examiner. I'm an instructor or driver trainer. Examiners are usually employees of the Department of Transport, and they will take you out for your test.
Can I fail for driving too slowly?
Can you fail for driving too slowly? Yes, you can, but it's rare. It's not often we do that. We do allow you guys to have a bit of leeway underneath the speed limit, But if you go incredibly slowly, we're talking 20 under the speed limit, and you do it for a long period of time, then yeah, you are quite likely to lose points and then fail. I do talk about that on the free episodes, driving test tips 1, driving test tips 2. So yeah, go ahead and listen.
If I miss the turn, do I fail?
Probably not. You're probably not even going to lose a point, right? It won't be a problem. Just stay calm and ask the examiner, where would you like me to go now?
What if I forget which way is left?
Yeah, a lot of students don't know their lefts from their rights, and that's okay. We're used to it. Most examiners and most instructors will point to the direction we want, so it's not a big issue.
Can the examiner fail me if they don't like me?
That shouldn't be a factor at all. The examiners are lovely people. They are there doing a job. You should be there doing a job. So, no, unless you come in giving them really, rotten attitude. And even then, they've got to have reasons to fail you. It's not just because they don't like you.
What if I accidentally call the examiner mum?
Well, first of all, it's an examiner, not examinator. That's a good one. I'll have to tell my mates that one. That's an examinator.
It's examinator. See? Examinator.
So,
Examinator.
I haven't had any of my students do that on the test.
Are you done laughing?
I'm trying not to laugh because it is funny.
Examinator.
But no, I haven't had them do that on the test. So you can ask the question, but it doesn't tend to happen.
Shh. Can I ask the examiner before I break halfway through?
No, you shouldn't need a break on the test. You should be well rested and ready to do your test. The test isn't that long.
Wait, what if I need to pee during the test?
You should have gone to the toilet before attempting the test, please. All right, well hydrated.
Can I fail for being too nervous?
Well, nerves can make you do some silly things, so that's why I highly recommend being very well prepared for your test, and the nerves should go away, if not at least be a bit quieter. So, yeah, nerves could make you fail the test, and that's why it's important to prepare.
Can I fail for being too confident?
Oh, that's a nice problem to have, to be too confident behind the wheel. It depends on what that confidence is making you do. If you're pulling out in front of somebody at a giveaway situation that you shouldn't have, then yes, it can. But if you're just giving them a lovely, smooth drive, then no, it's as long as you're, again, obeying the road rules, we're all good to go.
What if I wave at someone?
If you wave at someone, you're taking your hand off the wheel. That's probably not a great thing to do on the test. So I wouldn't recommend it, guys.
Can I ask the examiner to...
No.
It's examiner. Can I ask the examiner to repeat themselves if I panic, heard nothing?
If you panic, heard nothing. Yeah, the mind can play tricks on you. But yeah, of course you can ask the examiner for extra directions. Yes, absolutely.
If I take my hand off the steering wheel in the test, will I fail?
It depends on what you're doing. So you should always have at least one hand on the wheel. But yeah, it depends on what you're doing.
Can I scratch my nose during a test?
And that's one of the reasons you can take your hand off the wheel. Of course, we're human. We've got itches. Our hair might get in our face, whatever the case. Of course, you can take your hand off the wheel to have a quick scratch. Not a problem.
Will the examiner talk to me?
Examiner. We are going to get into so much trouble for this.
Examinators.
Right, look.
I'm not going to get in trouble. You are.
I am, yes.
Have fun.
Thanks.
Yay.
All right. The examiner will...
Examinators.
will try and make you feel very calm and relaxed at the beginning of the test, but during the test, they're probably not going to talk too much because that'll be a bit of a distraction.
Examinators. Terminators.
No, they're not. They're lovely people. Off you go.
Can I use the transport department's car for my test?
Yeah, okay. So, no, the Department of Transport does not own cars for tests. You either have to use your own car or an instructor's car.
What if I freeze and don't know when to go?
Okay, so again, that can happen. You're at a giveaway situation, you kind of freeze, and that's okay. Just breathe, take a breath, you'll be all right. Just calm down and follow your training, would be my biggest suggestion.
What if I forget how to breathe?
What if you forget how to breathe? Well, actually, ironically, that's exactly what I say as my students are about to take off with the examiner is breathe, stay calm, you got this. So yeah, breathing is the most important thing. So if you need a little post-it note on your sun visor to remind you to breathe, rock on. That'll work.
Is the zipper merging a real thing or is it a mythical legend like the drop bear?
Yeah, welcome to Australia. We've got drop bears. They are dangerous.
We don't have
Um,
drop bears. Those are koalas and they don't drop
you sure?
because if they drop, they splat.
Oh, zipper merging, yes, it's a real thing. Yes, more people should be taught it. And yes, we should absolutely use it as much as possible because it makes the flow of traffic move easily instead of stopping all the time. So, look, thank you, Miss Kate, for coming and helping me with all those funny questions.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, hey. So, look, thank you so much for being with me and for listening. The question I get asked only rarely, and it's usually because all the other questions come first, is why did I do this podcast? So, first of all, there's a couple of reasons, but the first reason was at the time, and still now, I'm booking out well in advance. So, like 4, 5, 6 weeks in advance at the time. I think it was 8 weeks. And I had so many students wanting to have lessons with me and nobody else. And unfortunately, I couldn't fit them in my books. And I thought, well, gee, how can I get my lessons to the students who still want to have lessons with me, but I can't fit them in my diary? How can I do that? And I thought, well, if I can't be in the car, I could certainly still talk to them. So that's why I came up with this. It's to be able to teach while I'm not there, really. And you're probably wondering, how can I do that? And that's because I've sat next to you guys for 28 years. I can read what a student is going to do instantly. I know what they're going to do and I can predict it. And you probably think, but every learner is different. Well, yes, of course, they're all different humans. But strangely enough, when it comes to learning to drive, we all act extremely alike. And when I say extremely, I'm not even slightly kidding. My 16-year-olds act exactly the same as my 25-year-olds. The 25-year-olds act exactly the same as my 45-year-olds. And they act exactly the same as my 63-year-olds. Yes, I've got 63-year-old learner drivers. Aren't they fabulous? I mean, honestly, trying something that new at 63, it's incredible. You know, we learn differently, but we often act in the same manner because a lot of the time we're basing it on fear. So I've studied the people who have been sitting next to me, so it didn't really matter what level they were at, whether they're raw beginner or test ready or even fully licensed drivers coming back to me for a bit more help. And I've seen what happens. So 1 + 1 definitely equals 2 in the car with me. And so I can understand what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and why they're going to do it. And so that's why I've given those lessons as the podcast, as if I'm sitting next to you. So I know what's going to happen. And of course, I just want to make it easy for everybody. So I do go into a lot of explanation in the podcast lessons to let you know what you should be doing at pretty much any situation. The next reason I did it, about 10% of my business is from other driving schools, which really makes me quite sad. I've had many students come to me from other driving schools saying my instructor just sat there and said, yeah, good job at the end of the lesson, or they actually actively told them the wrong thing and that cost them on test day, or they just yelled. I mean, honestly, who wants to be yelled at? So that's another reason I wanted to do the podcast lessons. And the last reason, well, you just heard her. I want her and all of her friends, and preferably everybody out on the roads, to have good quality training, to have a curriculum that they've got to go by, which will give them the confidence when they're out on the roads, when they're on their own, so they can handle any situation. So that's why I did it, guys. And look, I cannot thank you enough for being with me through these 100 episodes. Holy moly. We've got some really great episodes coming up soon, which I can't wait. So really looking forward to those. So we'll catch you next time. As always, relax, enjoy the drive, and we'll see you next time. And my full driving lessons are available on Apple Podcasts and the artofconfidentdriving.com website, where you will get access to instructional videos. Remember to relax and enjoy the drive. See you next time.